Christie Sides gets a whole lot of hate. In fact, I think she gets the most hate any women's basketball coach gets right now, and it's because she coaches Caitlin Most Indiana Fever fans want Christie Sides fired. And man, I've seen it online. There's a whole lot of people who just badmouth Christie Sides. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually take a look into her coaching. We're going to take a look into the way the Indiana Fever are playing on defense and on offense. And I just want to pinpoint why exactly she's not the best coach right now. What exactly the Indiana Fever are doing that they need to be coached on better. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth her and call her a bad coach. But right now, this team has a whole lot of flaws. And look, all I'm going to do today is pinpoint them. Now, I want you to take a good look at this play, and I want you to notice how on every single defensive possession, Indiana Fever players always fight over screens. Why did Lexi Hole fight over this screen just to end up switching later? You should have just switched. There was no reason to fight over the screen. You should have just switched. There was no reason to fight over the screen. You put yourself in a bad position. Now, notice, Damiris Dantas, man, I'm not here to pick on her. She's a great offensive player, but her defense is not it. Look, she is too far back. Why are you playing defense on Arike Ogunbowale, but you're giving her space? You're backpedaling, allowing Arike to get into her shooting motion and hit a big-time mid-range shot. She was comfortable because you were backpedaling. Arike Ogunbowale is too good of a mid-range shooter. She's too good at making shots off the dribble. There's no way you're giving her space here. I do not like this. Look, Damiris Dantas needs to press up. She needs to play hard defense and force Arike Ogunbowale to beat her off the dribble. You have to trust your defense in the paint. Damiris Dantas is really just not a great interior defender. Look at this play. There's a pick and roll, and we double off the pick and roll, leaving the roller wide open, or really the popper wide open. Damiris Dantas comes up to help. But notice how Damiris is literally jumping before the shooter is getting into her shooting motion. This is terrible defense. She jumped way too early. Her contest literally is not even there. The way she played defense there is kind of like when you're in the gym shooting alone and you have one of those dummies in front of you with their hands right up and you're just going to shoot over it so you can perfect your jump shot. That is her defense right here. There's no physicality. You have to step up higher than that. You can't just step up and then be 3 steps back. No, if you're going to step up and you're going to help get into the shooter's face, get into their face, and then if they blow by you, you have to trust your defense in the paint. That's what you have to do. And look, to be honest, we can even go back in this play. I don't know why we double teamed. Lexi Hole is an amazing defender, but there was no reason for her to move over to the left. She gave Arike Ogunbowale a wide open lane, which forced the Indiana Fever to have to double team. If she would have just stayed in front of Arike, this would have never happened. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she was trying to anticipate a screen, which is probably what she was doing. She was probably thinking a screen was about to come and never came. And so they end up double teaming, leaving the roller wide open. That's a whole nother story for another day. But at the end of the day, this is terrible execution. And I don't like the fact that every single time Damiris Dantas closes out, she doesn't fully close out. She leaves space for the offensive player to shoot the basketball or go off the dribble and get comfortable shots. I do not like that at all. Now, have you guys ever wondered why the Indiana Fever offense is so stagnant? Because I do too. And look, Christie Sides is really at fault because look at this play, man. Kelsey Mitchell has a prime opportunity to cut backdoor, and she never cuts. She never cuts backdoor when she has the opportunity. This is where you cut. Cut, Kelsey, cut. But we don't cut. Why is Kelsey Mitchell not cutting back door? Even if Caitlinclark can't get that pass through, which I think Caitlinclark would get that pass through. She would get that pass through to Kelsey Mitchell. But even if she couldn't, you're just making the defense stay on their toes by moving around. It's just something you do. Like, I played AAU basketball, and when I played AAU basketball, even in AAU, my coach would tell me, yo, cut back door. That was always my role. Yo, Carter, cut back door. And this is Christie Sides' fault because this is her game plan. Her game plan is just to have a bunch of shooters sitting out on the perimeter, and nothing is going on. We waste minutes upon minutes upon minutes every single game when you have Caitlinclark or Kelsey Mitchell or even Erica Wheeler just moving around, dribbling the ball. And nothing's going on because you don't have anybody cutting backdoor. You don't have any backdoor off-ball screens going on. You just have nothing. A stagnant offense. What is this? This really makes me mad. I like this is just something I really don't like because it's like, yo, you play with Caitlinclark. She's like the female version of Steve Nash. Cut backdoor, man. Now, I try to be unbiased, so we like to show the good with the bad. Notice this play. Look, Lexi Hole fights over this screen, and this is great defense from Lexi Hole. She's an amazing defender. And what I want you to notice is later on down this play, Katie Lou Samuelson's on that low post, and she gets really physical with the offensive players she's defending. This is how you play defense. And look, it ends up leading to a transition play where Caitlinclark finds Lexi Hole, Big time 3-point shot. Look, Lexi Holt played with defensive intensity. That was amazing defense. She got rewarded for it on the offensive side. And look, when you play aggressive defense, when you smother the offensive player like Katie Lou Samuels did down on that low post, it leads to a harder shot. You don't play a few steps off and allow them to get a big time bucket. No, press up, smother them. I like this play. Once again, I'm going to show another great play because, look, man, we got to show the good with the bad. Look, Lexi Holt is a great defender. This is amazing defense right here. Look, she got into that passing lane. You can't help but like this. Look, defense is bad at times, but they do have a great defender in Lexi Holt, and I do like the fact that Christie Sides is playing her minutes. So even though Christie Sides has her faults, I like the fact that she's playing Lexi Holt minutes and playing her in the game. It took her long enough, but I like to see it because Lexi Holt plays with defensive intensity. Look, she said that Christy Wallace was a dog. Christy Sides said that Christy Wallace was a dog. Look, Lexi Holt is the dog. I want you to check out this play. Look, off the screen, Caitlinclark ends up doubling the ball handler. I don't think she had to do that, but either way, I want you to look at Damaris Dantes in the paint. Notice how she's giving up too much on the defensive side of the basketball. This is why I do not like her for defensive purposes, because she is just giving up too much space. She's backpedaling. She's nearly under the rim. You cannot play interior defense under the rim. Why are you backpedaling? Step up and stand your ground. You're a tall player. Put your hands up and use your body. That's what I want her to do. I don't want her to backpedal into the paint. She's doing that, and that is a terrible thing. If you've ever watched the Golden State Warriors, one thing I really do not like about Kevon Looney is that he's always backpedaling. And I think one of the main reasons that Kevon Looney was always backpedaling is that he was tired. Look, the Golden State Warriors have ran that center through the mud. He has been overworked for years and years. So I really wonder if the reason Damaris Dantes is backpedaling is because she is tired. And if she's tired when she basically just got into the season, I'm really questioning her conditioning. I'm questioning, like, are you in shape? I don't know. I'm just saying, don't backpedal on defense. Step up. That's it. Now, I want you to check out this next play and just look at all this dribbling. All this dribbling leading to nothing. This is Christie Sides' offense. Her offense is so stagnant. Literally nothing is happening. But I want you to notice, once again, there's another chance for Kelsey Mitchell to cut back door. Cut back door. You don't have to have a wide open layup to cut back door. Look, she could have got the ball there, and then two defenders could have doubled her, but then she could have had a two-man game with Aaliyah Boston. I think that's down there. That way, if they were to double Kelsey Mitchell off that cut, then she could have just gave it to Aaliyah Boston. But no, we just dribbled senselessly and ended up leading to, I think, a shot clock violation here. This is terrible. Now, I will say, I do respect the fact that Lexi Holt does eventually end up cutting back door. She finds an opening and she cuts, but it's too late. It's too late. Take a good look at this play. I do not like this one. It starts with good defense by Lexi Holt. She's playing good defense, but then Caitlinclark gets beat off the dribble, and that would not have happened if she wasn't playing up so far. You don't need to play up that far. You don't have to. Caitlinclark is beat off the dribble, and I want you to notice again, Damaris Dantes, her defensive presence in the paint is not there. She is just like a dummy in the paint. You know those dummies that you shoot over? That's what she is. I hate this. I hate this defense. She needs to play with more intensity in the paint. You need to smother the offensive player. You need to get in their grill. You were just raising your hands up, allowing them to shoot right over you. You accomplished nothing. I don't like this. Now, check out this next play. Once again, I think Kelsey Mitchell has a chance to cut back doors. She could literally go all the way around to the other side and have an open layup. I mean, it would not be the easiest thing to do, but she's a slithery player. I think that is a better look than what ends up happening. She ends up coming around to the top of the key, getting the ball, and when she gets into the paint, all the defense literally collapses on her. All of it. Now, notice, she ends up hitting this shot because Kelsey Mitchell is different when it comes to her shots in the paint. When it comes to her finishing around the rim, she's ridiculous. She's literally ridiculous. But still, that is a harder shot than it had to be. I think if she would have cut back door, she would have had an easier shot than what ends up happening. Now, check out this next play. I believe the Indiana Fever is supposed to be playing some kind of zone defense, but this is poorly executed zone defense. Notice how Lexi Holt and Alyssa Smith, they double team way too far over on that right side of that court. It's way too far over. You cannot be in a zone and the player who's supposed to be playing on the left side of the zone moves all the way over to the right side like that. That is ridiculous. And look, it gives them no space to go and guard the popper. You can't do anything about the popper. So look, Kelsey Mitchell ends up leaving her offensive assignment and she just guards on the popper, and that leaves J.C. Sheldon wide open for a three-point shot. If I was Kelsey Mitchell, I would not have done that. I would have dared the popper to shoot. I think JC Sheldon is like more of a threat on the 3-point line. That's just my personal opinion. Either way, I can't really blame Kelsey because of the fact that this is just poorly executed zone defense. You cannot give up that much playing zone. You just can't do that. Now check out this next play. The Indiana Fever are down 2 points. There's 1 minute and 15 seconds left. This is a really, really, really important play, and I do end up liking it. CaitlincLark comes off a screen, and look, we end up finding Katie Lou Samuelson wide open for a 3. She just misses it. And look, man, that's a decent shot. I do not like Katie Lou Samuelson shooting 3-point shots right now because she's not a good shooter at the moment. She's not shooting the ball very well currently. But look, man, there's another opportunity for Kelsey Mitchell to cut back door. And I know they got a wide open shot here. But look, there's another chance for Kelsey Mitchell to cut back door, and CaitlincLark might have found her. You didn't have to have a 3 here. Look, I just don't like the fact that that option is not there. Look, you might have still preferred the 3-point shot. CaitlincLark still might have passed it to Katie Lou Samuelson, but when you're in an offensive set and you have wide open backdoor cuts, there's no reason you should not be capitalizing on those opportunities, especially if you play with CaitlincLark. You're playing with literally the female Steve Nash. I do not like this, and I don't know why Christie Sides is not telling her players to cut. Now check out this next play. I don't have anything bad to say about this play. This is amazing defense from our dog Lexi Hull. It's just better offense. It's just better offense. I don't know what to say about that. Arike Ogunbowale is ridiculous. She's not the most efficient player, and like what she did in the All-Star game is not what she always does. But all I'm saying is, yo, that's ridiculousness. I don't know anybody else in the W who's making that shot. That's just insane. There's not a lot of NBA players who make shots like that. Like, you can look at a Luka Doncic and be like, yeah, he might make some crap like that. But, like, bro, like, nobody else. This is a ridiculous shot with the game on the line. Amazing play from Arike Ogunbowale. And this is really the dagger shot right here. Now, look, that's where I'm going to end off this video. I just wanted to go over that fourth quarter and look at why exactly the Indiana Fever lost. And I wanted to pinpoint the coaching. And you might say, well, this isn't coaching. This is the players' fault. But look, the way I see it is, man, as a coach, you have to make your players do the right things. It's your job to steer your players in the right direction. Obviously, you can't play for them. But then if you say, well, we had a bad game and it's your fault as the players, then what was the point of you being on the sidelines in the first place? What were you there to do? You were there to direct them. You were there to lead them in the right direction. In practices, in training camp, whatever it is, these players need to know how to operate on the court. It seems like these players don't even know what they're doing. They're just kind of lost sometimes. Look, on defense, you have to step up. You have to know who you're playing against. The scouting has to be done. In the back rooms, we need to be scouting correctly. You have to know exactly who you're guarding, every single player. You have to know the strength and weakness of the player you're guarding against. You don't want to be stepping back you don't want to be 4 steps back playing defense, perimeter defense. You don't do that when you're playing a shooter. You don't do that. You step up and you force them to beat you off the dribble. Look, Damiris Johnson, she has to play with some defensive intensity. She has to step up a little bit. That's what Damiris has to do. On every single play, we don't have to fight over screens. We don't have to fight over screens on every single play. We can just step back and switch sometimes. Sometimes that's what we have to do, and these are things that have to be taught. Look, Kelsey Mitchell is an amazing player around the rim. She needs to cut back door. Cut back door. We need action. Either way, man, I'm out. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I certainly did. Make sure you guys like this video. If you do like the video, they do take a bit of time. And make sure you leave a subscribe. We're on the road to 10K subscribers. Yeah, man. Peace out.